Hi, this is Brent from thirstgym.com, and today we're talking about exercise called the seated box jump to depth drop to hurdle hop. This is a great plyometric exercise to work on putting power and force into the ground and learning to be springy. What you're going to need, you need something to sit on, a plyometric box to jump on, and then some kind of hurdle to jump over. Now, the main thing we want to really focus on this exercise is applying as much power and force into the ground to the box, and then as we get off the box, limiting our ground contact time and jumping over the hurdle, and using this to improve our stretch shortening cycle to be springy. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to take this box, the box you're going to sit on, ideally you want it around hip height, give or take. You really don't want to be super low, but you also don't want to be super high. And we're going to take our standard box jump, so I'm going to lean back just a little bit, push my feet into the ground getting hard, jump as high as I can, stick my landing on the box, step off, and then jump over the hurdle. So here we go, here, step off. And notice I'm using the height that I'm jumping off of from the box to help catapult me over that hurdle. That hurdle is probably a little low for me, but it's just the first one I grabbed here for the demo purposes. So again, lean back just a little bit, feet come down, push hard into the ground. This is something that if you're giving this to an athlete and they're not good at putting force in the ground, they're going to take a long time to do this part. They're going to lean forward. We want to keep chest tall, push and go. Step off, and right back to it. Now, the big issue that you'll see with many athletes, if this box is too high for them, so let this box help dictate what's going to happen at the next exercise. They can still jump as high as they possibly want to. That's not going to affect the exercise. The really big thing we're here is trying to get big force, put it into the ground here, and then we're going to try to learn to absorb that force and reapply it. But if this, for example, is what your athlete looks like when they go to step off and they're like this, like that, this is either too high or they don't have the required strength to hit that landing appropriately. So this either needs to go down, or we just need to work on mastering a depth drop just in general, which I've got a video of that on my YouTube channel as well. Now, the other great thing about this is if you really want to, we can add several hurdles. So I could add 2 or 3 more hurdles and make it to where I'm getting that first big piece of power, which is going to have pretty minimal ground contact, but then we're going to work on using the stretch shortening cycle off the depth drop and using that springy wise into several hurdles. So we do that as well. This is just one hurdle option variation for you to see. I really like this, usually for athletes that are not in season. We can work on applying that force into the ground, make sure that we're absorbing it well and redistributing it as well to the next exercise. So I really like this ideally for anywhere from 3 to 5 reps. It really just depends, one, on how many hurdles you're going to do after it. The more hurdles we got, the less reps we're going to do. The least amount of hurdles we have, the more reps that we can do to get those ground contacts where we want them. This again is the box height that you're jumping on will depend upon what your athlete needs depending upon how they're landing. I did pretty well with that, so I could probably have a higher box, I could probably have a higher hurdle. If I was that person that I showed you where my butt goes to the ground, this box needs to come down, that hurdle may be okay, we won't know until we fix the box height first. So just make sure you're able to adjust this towards your athlete's needs. I really like this for 3 to 5 sets, and again, usually 3 to 5 repetitions is a good place, again, depending upon the hurdles. So if you got any questions about this particular exercise, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. Thanks, have a great day.